Good evening and welcome. I'm Jody Rubarchak, President of Tri-County Federation of Democratic Women. Our organization promotes the appointment and election of Democratic women to responsible positions within all branches of government, encourages the advancement of women in both the public and private sectors, and advocates the principles of the Democratic Party. We primarily serve Dauphin, Cumberland, and Perry counties. I'm excited to introduce our guest speaker for this evening, Janelle Crossely. I'll begin with a brief introduction from her bio. Janelle Kayla Crossely is an activist, advocate, parent, and candidate for the PA 199th State House seat of Cumberland County. Crossley has a lifetime of service and volunteerism to the community and to Pennsylvania through her work with the homeless and displaced residents, the LGBTQ plus community, Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and CASA organization. She is the Southeastern South Central Pennsylvania representative for Trans Advocacy of Pennsylvania, the only statewide advocacy organization inclusive to the transgender community in the state. Crossley made history as the first openly transgender woman to run for a state elected office in PA and has been nominated for and received numerous awards for her tireless contributions to the region and the state. At this time, I ask you all to join me in giving a warm welcome to Janelle Crossely. Janelle?
Hi, thank you all for having me, and thank you to the Tri-County Federation of Democratic Women for inviting me here tonight. As Jody said, my bio there pretty much tells the story, but I ran as a candidate for the 199th back in 2020, and we were unsuccessful. I cannot start a job and not finish it. So I will be the candidate, and I am the candidate for the 2022 election against Barb Gleim from the 199th District of Cumberland County. I was born and raised in Cumberland County. My hometown was Wormleysburg. I got married and we moved from Wormleysburg to Mechanicsburg. We were there for a little over 20 years, and then we decided to move out to the country in Newville, and we've been here now for 18. So I am a native of Cumberland County. I know Cumberland County, and I know many people within the county. I am a volunteer for many organizations within the community. I believe in giving back. For what I went through in my life, and I need to give back to the community, and that's what I do. I'm a volunteer for Big Brothers, Big Sisters. I have a little sister. She's just turned 15, I think, and she just won the award, or not award, but on the team of the cheerleaders of Carlisle High School. So I'm very proud of that, and she's ecstatic. Also, I am a volunteer on the Citizens Committee for Safe Harbor, and also on the Cumberland County Roundtable for Cumberland County. I work for Community Cares for the homeless shelter. I work overnight and I stay with the homeless residents throughout the night. And there we, enter them into program where we can find housing for them, get them jobs, teach them how to manage their money, and try to get them to live a better life than, what they're living right now. So, we're very busy, and, I love it. It's giving back. It's so rewarding to look back and see, okay, I worked with this person, and now this person has their own apartment. They have their own job. They just bought a car, and on and on and on. It's just so rewarding. Some of the awards that I got, I was nominated for what they called the Kiera Christine DeSantis Inaugural Award. I won that. The award is for the top advocate in Pennsylvania. And I was nominated for the Remarkable Woman of Central PA with ABC News. And I finished in the top 4. I didn't win the big one, but that's okay. being in the top 4 is awesome. My career, I have a 35-year career in facilities management and property management, and the majority of those years was in healthcare. And if anybody has looked at my website or followed me on Facebook, one of my top priorities is nursing home care and staffing. I'm very adamant about that. I worked in that field, like I said, for over 30 years, and there's so much that needs done. I mean, there's so much that the community and the people do not see or hear about that goes on behind the doors of a nursing home. So I am very adamant about that, and I am working very hard with that. There is some headway being made in that field that they're trying to come up with a better patient to staff ratio, and also increase wages and benefits. So we're making headway. Why am I running for the 199th again? Like I said before, I don't start a job and not finish it. The people in the 199th of Cumberland County, they want change. I want change, and I feel that I can make that change. I want to be the representative that people can come to, that I'm approachable and visible, and represent the community with utmost transparency. It doesn't matter what party affiliation you're with. I will work with anybody. I'm a firm believer that you cannot resolve an issue unless you hear both sides. So, I'm very open and eager to hear the sides that everybody has, all your issues, all your ideas and thoughts that we could do to make the 199th district of Cumberland County better for everybody. Other goals in my life is, and in the campaign, includes school funding and safety. I'm very adamant about that also. A lot of our school taxes keep going up and up and up. And as far as I'm concerned, there's a lot of wasteful spending in the school districts. We need to stop that. We need to do something about the charter schools. And I know there's legislation, on the books for that already. But, I support that, and I'm going to push for that to happen. Environmental issues. I'm very big on that because I've been starting to talk with some farmers, and a lot of the farmers are telling me that they can't make a living, with their cash crops. And what they're doing is they're selling their land off to these big warehouses. So they're making, almost enough money to live on just by selling their land off to them. And also the big warehouses are affecting our environment. Number one, by the wildlife. We're seeing more and more wildlife becoming into the residential areas. There's more bear sightings being, sighted within the residential areas because our warehouses is taking away their land. It's taking away their food. So just like people, they got to go where they got to go and do what they got to do to live. The other thing is air quality. Air quality is terrible, especially when the trucks come through Carlisle. When 81 shut down, becomes gridlocked, and you have all those trucks idling, sitting there, and all them fumes come out. It's terrible. And I know Carlisle Borough Council just voted on a climate committee, which I'm very happy for. So hopefully we can, and they could also do something to fix this issue. Already talked about our homeless infrastructure. Infrastructure is another thing. I'm sure all of you know that, you got to be half afraid to ride on 81. Route 81 between Plainfield and Middlesex is terrible. I started a petition many years ago to try to get that to be made safer, but they're saying that it's too expensive. And I said, well, what do you mean it's too expensive? What's the quality of life? Is there a price on a life? And Mr. Kaiser at PennDOT told me, yes, there is. He said, we put $1 million, we value a life at $1 million. So if we have a project that takes $30 million, we need to lose 30 lives before we'll do anything. This is ridiculous. I said, how can you put a monetary value on a human life? I said, what's the monetary value of your wife? What's the monetary value of your children? And he couldn't answer me. So that, it just goes to show you that they know it's wrong. So we need to work on that also. Equality and equal rights, it's a big thing right now. In many ways, equal pay for women. There's so many things that we need to do, and I need to hear from the constituents, in the district of, how we can do some of this stuff. And that's what I mean by working for and with the people. I can't do it alone. I need help. And I will be the type of representative that no matter what I'm doing, like I said, I'll be utmost transparent and you will know what I'm doing. If I write a bill, before I introduce that bill, the people will know about it. That way we can all, be consistent and work together as a community. That's my vision. Equality for ethnicities and gender identity, sexual orientation is a big thing for me, not only because, I am trans, but, equality is very important for all people. And it's not only the LGBTQ community, it's the Black people, it's the Asian people, it's everybody. We're all human beings and we all need to be treated equal. I always tell people, treat them like you want to be treated. And then moving into that, as far as equality, our representative, Barb Gleim in the 199th currently, she just introduced a bill called HB 972, and that is a bill used to ban trans kids from sports. That bill hit me very hard. And I'm taking it upon myself and a couple other people to fight this bill until it's defeated. I want to hold, or the Borough of Carlisle has a non-discrimination ordinance. Barb Gleim's office is in Carlisle. Barb Gleim is distributing and displaying hate and bigotry and discrimination against our defenseless kids, our defenseless trans kids. I want to hold her in violation of that ordinance. And I did present my statement to council. Mayor Scott immediately ordered a draft made by the council members and government of Cumberland County to write a letter of opposition to Barb Gleim, which was in the Sentinel. So I don't know if anybody saw that or not. So, I have their support, and now all I got to do is get some complaints filed with the HRC Commission of Carlisle, and hopefully we can hold her accountable and her co-sponsor. I teamed up with We the People and the PA Budget and Policy Center. They're running a statewide campaign on this to try to hold all the co-sponsors liable for any violation of any ordinances in any municipalities that they are in. So it's becoming a big thing, and I'm asking everybody to write letters to Barb Gleim, write letters to your legislator if it's not her, and oppose this. We need to flood their offices with letters, phone calls, emails, so we can make sure that this is defeated. I personally don't feel it's going to pass anyway. Governor Wolf already said he's going to veto it, but the veto could be overridden, which is, highly unlikely that would happen, but it could. We don't know. One other thing I'm very adamant about is open primaries. I feel everybody has the right to vote. Why should we discriminate people at the primary? There's a lot of the Republicans on board with this also. So hopefully we can if I want to get in office, we can get it going. We can push it. It's kind of funny because when I ran last term, on one of my coffee hours, somebody asked me, they said, what are you going to do if the seasoned legislators come up to you on your first day in the House and ask you and tell you that you have to do this or you have to do that. I said, I'm just going to turn around and tell them I don't have to do anything. You know, I'm not going to be stomped on. I'm not going to be drug into these cliques and become a follower. I'm going to be the doer. And, you know, that's the problem with a lot of our legislators right now. You know, they get caught in them cliques. They turn into followers. They do what my opponent is doing right now for her own personal gain and recognition by creating problems and solutions that don't even exist. So, so that's pretty much, you know, where I'm at this point. Our campaign, the relaunch is scheduled right now for July 31st. My chairperson, Amanda Finke, she's on here too. I got to give congrats to her. She's doing a lot of work for the campaign right now. We're doing a lot of restructuring. We're just getting ready to launch a fundraising campaign so we can start getting some monies in so that we can do a good campaign launch and a good campaign for this 2022. So that's about it.
Thank you, Janelle.
Welcome.
Well, is anyone else hearing that feedback? So you obviously have a really well-rounded campaign. You've touched on a lot of important issues. I'd like to open it up to our members right now. If anyone has any questions they'd like to ask Janelle, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Janelle, I have a question.
Yes.
It's very, your district is huge, right? I mean,
It is huge, and it's predominantly red outside of Carlisle.
right. The thing is, I mean, Democratic candidates in other states and other, you know, reddish districts have had success when they were able to get out and talk to people face to face. Because when people get face to face with another human being and they see that a lot of things are held in common and there's nothing to fear. So what are the challenges in dealing with a district that big in trying to get face to face with people?
The last run that we made in 2020 was very challenging due to COVID. You know, most of it was done on social media. Most of it was done with postcards, texting, and phone banking, writing letters, you know, things of that nature. We're hoping that the campaign coming up, we can get out to talk to people. We're going to do a lot of door knocking. We're going to do a lot of door hangers. The rural districts, the rural areas, you know, they're very hard to get to. Some places, especially out my way here, you got to be afraid to drive up somebody's driveway because you might end up looking down a, you know, one of them barrels. But you never know. But you know, and the way around that is we need to have like little town halls or something. You know, we're planning on doing Facebook Lives. We're planning on doing Zooms. We're planning on doing live events, you know, in different areas of the district and different precincts. I'm hoping that we can get the precinct leaders to help us, you know, create a lot of those events. And the last time I ran, we didn't have that help. We didn't have the help of the Democratic Party until later in the campaign. So, you know, we were pretty much on our own. But this time, you know, it's going to be different. You know, I'm determined, and my grandfather always told me, you know, never give up. And I never gave up in my life, and I'm not giving up now. Answer that good enough, Lisa?
Yes, thank you very much.
All right. Anybody else? Yes, Trish.
Hi, Janelle. I'm wondering, when you're out there among all of the general population and general voters, what has surprised you most?
I think the most thing that surprised me was I was not discriminated against or talked bad about, at least to my face, of my identity. You know, when I first decided to run, you know, I was kind of worried about that. I didn't really want to reveal, you know, my identity. But the more I thought about it, if I don't reveal that, then, you know, people are going to think, am I deceiving them? You know, am I hiding something? You know, and I don't want that. You know, I'm very open. So, you know, and I'm willing to talk about anything, and I will talk about that too if I'm asked. So, you know, I think that's the most thing that surprised me right now. You know, with the people in the district and outside the district, you know, I've not had any issues with that. The other thing that surprised me is a lot of the hate that's being thrown around. You know, you can't, you know, like when we did some social media and stuff, you know, we were getting a lot of hate back. You know, it just surprised me that people have to be so rude and disrespectful. You know, state your opinion and let it go at that, you know. But, you know, a lot of times, you know, they get that hate in there and I don't even have a chance to answer them.
Right.
You know, so that's a big thing that really surprised me, especially in this community. But, you know, it's all over. You know, all the other candidates I talked to, they had the same. So, I mean, we got to look back. You know, we had 4 years of what, misery, kind of. and hate was promoted. So, you know, here we are. Now we got to fight it and get rid of it. And that's what I want to do. You know, that's part of equality and equity and inclusion of all people. So, but yeah, that's about.
Well, that's really refreshing to hear. I mean, because women candidates have a really uphill battle. Now that's changing too. And I can't imagine what your battle is, but it is interesting that they're not taking issue with you for that, but attacking with hate on other political issues. Is that what the hate's related to?
Yeah, pretty. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I didn't have any hate against myself, you know, but I think a lot of it comes from how you present yourself too as a person. You know, I do not make my identity and I do not make the LGBTQ community my prime reason for running for office. You know, that's far from my prime reason. You know, I am here to support it. I am here to do what I can to bring equality to all people. But, you know, that's not my main purpose to run for office. My main purpose to run for this office is to serve the people and to be there for the people. We don't have that, and we haven't had that for many years. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the 199th district has been Republican now it'll be 30 years in 2022. So it's time to change that. And I want to be the one to change it.
I like your answer to this because I think with LGBTQ issues, people look at candidates and it's like, oh, that is why you're running and that is your sole interest. And I think it really is important that you make it known that you're there to work for everybody.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, I'm not running for my own personal gain and recognition. I don't care about me. You know, I'm running because I care about the people. And that's my main vision. You know, I need to work for the people and with the people to give our communities a safe place to live, work, and play. Excuse me, and play. You know, so it's not about me.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Does anyone else have a question?
I
Lisa?
have another one. Yeah, if you don't mind. We've got redistricting coming up, which puts a big question mark on the map. How are you dealing with that uncertainty?
I guess, you know, I have to take it as it comes. You know, I'm hoping that, you know, our district gets a lot of the gerrymandering out of it. You know, I've been working with a couple people on fair districting PA, and in fact, one of my committee members is on that organization. And we sat down one time and talked about it, and you know, we looked at the map, and we're not quite sure how you can fix the 199th. You know, it's just, we got like Carlisle, the center of the county seat is predominantly Democratic. The outside is all Republican. So we're looking at the bullseye, you know, so now we need to target the outer edge of that bullseye. And this is one reason why, you know, I need to work with all parties, because I want to go knock on doors of the Republicans also. You know, so I need to hear their side.
Is there a big youth population there? Is there any movement in terms of, you know, generational change that will help the progression?
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that we can get some support and some movement out of the students at Dickinson. You know, we already have some people reaching out to some of those people and some of those organizations to try to get them on board to help us. We need the voices of the young people. You know, the young people are our future leaders, and we have to pave the paths for them. And, you know, I can't go on just my own gut feelings. You know, I can't help the people on my own. I need people to help. And I'm a big believer in teamwork. Throughout my whole career, that was my main goal. Whatever job I had, I wanted to create a team so we can get the job done, you know, efficiently and quickly, and the way it needs to be done. And I want to do this the same. You know, our campaign committee is like a family, and we work very well together. You know, if I have a question, I can put it out there, and within 30 minutes, I have an answer. You know, and this is what we need: teamwork, and the teamwork makes the dream work. And my dream is to take the seat from Barb Gleim. So that teamwork that I'm building and that our committee is building to go out there, you know, is going to bring that dream to me. I had dreams all my life, and you know, I dreamed that one day that I could actually be my true self, and it happened. You know, I reached out, I grabbed and did whatever I had to do to make that dream come true, and it happened. And we're going to do the same thing here.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Janelle, if
Yeah.
folks listening out there on Facebook and in our organization would like to get involved in your team or learn more about you, can you tell us where they can find more information on your campaign?
Yeah, absolutely. If you go to our website, janelleforpa199.com, and it's going to be put up in the chat. Amanda's going to take care of that. Also, we have a Facebook page, Janelle for PA 199-2022. Feel free to go on there and follow me on Facebook. And also, we have an ActBlue account if anybody wants to make any donations to our campaign. We want our campaign to take off like a rocket. And in order to do that, we need monies. We need volunteers, we need people to be on our committee. So anybody that's interested in volunteering with our committee, please go to my website and sign up. We have many things that you can do. You don't have to be out in the public if you don't want to. We got many things that you can do behind the scenes. So, you know, we need volunteers. We're actively looking all the time. And like I said, we need to build that team. Got to get that team so we can live the dream.
Janelle, I liked what you had to say about the issues you touched on. You touched on a lot of kitchen table issues. And, you know, speaking of teamwork and working together, those are the kind of issues that unite voters. Those are the kind of issues that affect everyone. So it's great to see you focusing on those items where you can make a difference, as opposed to some of the bills that are being introduced in our legislature now, which are designed to divide people. So it's clear you're a uniter.
Yeah, you know, and you know, I'm a firm believer that I'm the when I win, I'm going to represent the 199th. The 199th is who I'm working for. The people pay their taxes to pay my salary. They're my boss. and that's one reason why, I want to work for them and with them and make sure that they know what I'm doing all the time. And if for some reason, something happens that I forget to say something, I hope somebody stands up and tells me about it. I do not, put down criticism. I can take it. I'm very thick-skinned, and those kind of things don't bother me. All I ask for is respect.
Thank you, Janelle. And
You're welcome.
Janelle Crossley, candidate for the 199th District, State House District in Cumberland County. Thank you for being with us this evening. This is going to conclude the public portion of our meeting. And thank you for those on Facebook who tuned in and joined us this evening. If you'd like to find out more about Tri-County Federation of Democratic Women or get involved with us, you can find more information, of course, on our Facebook page where you're seeing us now, or our website, which is tricounttyfdw.org. Thanks again for joining us this evening.
Thank
Have
you
a good
all.
night.